Right. So it's been a couple of years now that I've really felt underwhelmed with the support that my AI teammates give me in the attack. Even if I press R1 to call them near me or L1 to trigger runs, how they behave is just I don't like it, and it's something that I miss, and that's something that was different in previous FIFAs. I remember I'm going to show clips of FIFA 17 because that's all I have for now. Now, of course, I'm not saying FIFA 17 was perfect. There's many issues in FIFA 17, but one good thing about FIFA 17 was the way your offensive teammates acted while you had the ball. Because of that, I felt personally excited when I played FIFA 17 because I knew that I could score a wide range of goals, not only because of the shot diversity. It's not only about that because you could get to the same spot and then score three different types of shot, but that's still not diversity because it's about more than getting to the same spot. You should be able to get to many different spots and do a wide variety of shots depending on the situation, right? I don't want to get to the same spot and then be able to do all types of the shots. No, I want all types of shots to be relevant in different situations. There has to be a balance. Not that there's one spot you can score from and then you can use all shots, or you can score from all positions but only with one type of shot, right? Both of those extremes are not good. But before I get into the actual individual clips, the disclaimer on this is that I don't believe that changing the offensive AI in FIFA 19 will lead to the same results that we're about to see in these clips, because as you can see, the game FIFA 17 looks so much different, right? FIFA 18 and 19, they really evolved and they stopped having that sort of arcadey, more unrealistic feel that previous FIFAs had. Now FIFA's acting more and more like an actual football game, so the way you turn isn't as arcadey, it's more realistic, so everything's different. The passing system's different, the ball glides as opposed to rolling. Everything's different. But I think just for argument's sake, looking at these clips is interesting, and so we'll get into it, and I'll show you exactly how they act, how your offensive teammates act in FIFA 17, and how I want to see more of that. Maybe not in FIFA 19 if it's not possible to change, but in the future. All right, for this first example, starting off with a bang, because out of all the clips I found, this was one of my favorite goals. And we're going to look at Modric here. He starts off here, and he starts, all right there, he starts giving us a run. Now, you'd expect him to go down just straight up, and it's kind of like a nice try, buddy, but not really what I'm looking for. But instead, no, what he does is incredible. He goes down and around, and so if you're the defender, you have to recognize this, and you have to switch out of someone to track this run, but also simultaneously, or be really quick and make a second switch to go back to the ball holder, or, you have to deal with this somehow. And offensively, it's not like a gift. I have to still find this run. I have to see it. I have to believe in it. And I do with a lofted through ball here, and I find him, right? But this intelligence from Modric is something I never see. I've stopped seeing after 17. This never happens anymore. He finds this space, like, the only space is here. But now when players make runs, they only seem to make them this way. Instead, he has the presence of mind to do a sort of an L this way. And it's absolutely incredible. This type of ball, this is what I meant when I said that in FIFA 17, I almost felt like I never knew what type of goal I scored. Here's simple run. Like, this is a simple situation. I get the space in the middle, and before I even press pass, Suarez is gone. He's in. I'm not pressing L1 or anything. He just gives me the run, and it's not. If I would have given him, like, if you trigger the run manually, they go straight. You see how Suarez is going diagonally, and obviously he goes inside the box. It's pretty nice here with Neymar on the ball. What I want to focus on, this is what used to happen in FIFA 17. We're gonna look at both Nzonzi and Suarez. Nzonzi's right here. Look at his waves. You see that? When he does that, that's what tells me that they start triggering runs. Except what happens now is that even if they do that, they'll stop. They'll absolutely stop, and so you'll still play the pass, but then once you've played the pass, they actually stop the run, and it never happens anymore. Here, instead, they just keep going. They don't stop at all. And Suarez just get like, all I have to do here is run straight, and boom, Suarez is in. And what I really find interesting here is that FIFA 17 was regarded as a game of the peak of AI defending. For a game with AI defending being apparently so strong, like, which it was obviously, but I honestly think it's stronger now, and it may have been stronger last year at some points, because like, maybe not overall, but in terms of tracking runs, it's definitely stronger now. And that's where the skill gap was. A lot of it in 17 was, if you wanted to survive defensively at a high level, you had to track these runs, right? If you're going to be a bad player, these runs never end because they follow through with them. And so if you're a bad defender, I'm going to find the ball eventually. Here with Modric, we're going to go like absolutely just full guns blazing here because I have so many clips. You see Messi right here. He goes down and then in. He does this L run. I barely see this anymore, and he gets ahead of the defender here. And so this would solve a lot of problems which people have in terms of making the AI, not stationary but less reactive unless you select them. If you have the presence of mind to select him and cover the run, fair play, my dude. But like here, he's clearly not selecting him and he gets through. But this is purely down to the AI, because if I trigger this run in FIFA 19, he just goes straight. Here, I don't trigger it, and because the AI in 17 offensively for my teammates was so good, he has the presence of mind of doing this L-shaped run. Boom. He's in. Amazing. Right? Here, look at Vidal. Look at when he starts the run. Like, this is incredible. I'm just getting excited thinking about this. I pass it in to Neymar, and the moment I press pass, Vidal is like, I'm in. I'm going. Right? And if you're a high level, and this is not even the bad defensive AI, like, it is bad defensive AI, right? The defensive AI is acting bad, but isn't that what people want? Skill in defending? I mean, for a game that was supposedly so AI dependent, I see a lot of stationary bodies, bad positioning, and so to overcome this, if you're a good defender, you got to player switch fast and move and quick, because you could do this. There are great defenders in FIFA 17, but if you're a bad defender, my Vidal gets in again. The moment I make the pass, boom, he's going. He's giving me that option. If I don't have the presence of mind, it's not even a gift, right? Because I have to have the presence of mind to open my eyes. Some people might just turn inside this way and forget that he's even there. Vidal's there. So, both offensively and defensively, the player can do something to stop it or score it. Here, Suarez. Look at the run he gives me here. First of all, he gives me the run. Second of all, this chip through ball, you see how this works? It actually goes just in front of Suarez. If you try this chip through ball in FIFA 19, this goes way ahead of Suarez and it bounces to the keeper. Right here, it just goes barely above. And you see that first touch? It's right next to him. So, like, he doesn't take a massive chest touch, and it doesn't give him the opportunity to react. So, like, you have the split moment to react to these runs that your player makes. And if you pass fast enough, you get the ball. But the defender also has the opportunity to switch fast enough and cover these runs and bait you into taking bad passes. So like both the attacking player and the defensive player have things to do. Here, look at Neymar. Look at Neymar right here. He's going instantly. But I can't pass this, but it's not a problem. I can pass in or back and then squeeze the ball through. Boom. Again, like a game that was supposedly so AI dependent, but look at the holes I'm able to abuse. If you try this pass in FIFA 18 or 19, I think this guy the way the ball glides makes it so this ball never gets to him, because it goes fast at first and then it slows down, right? Because the player never puts enough pace. But then in FIFA 19, balls go through my legs. So like passes that make more sense don't work, but passes that make no sense work. Here, however, this works. And it's all about the run, though. That's what we're focusing mostly on here. I always end up talking about passing, but it's all about the runs here. Like, look at Suarez. For context's sake, I used to play a 4-3-2-1 a lot of the times, and Suarez was my center mid in a lot of these games. Like, he just goes. They just act forwardly. And again, this isn't only about AI runs, because you can see the defense is just placed differently in FIFA 17. They used to be much more flat and compact. So at the same time, it gave you more opportunities to get in behind, whereas now they kind of just like go back. They drop back, which is why a lot of goals in FIFA 19 are all about pushing the defense back and having half a yard of space in the box instead of actually getting behind, right? But Suarez just goes in, and it's incredibly satisfying. This is a really good clip too. Look at Perisic right here. He's giving me the animation to give him the ball, but he doesn't go this way. He doesn't go down. He goes around. Like, it's incredible what this movement would never happen right now. He would almost go this way, and like this space never gets exploited, because it seems like nowadays runs are only linear instead of diagonal or circular, like this one where he goes this way, right? Beautiful right there. Here it's like it's a simple run, but like look at Neymar right here. He's stationary, and then boom, he just explodes. It's like, it's getting me amped up to see this. Boom, explodes, and if you're not quick enough to switch or react, I'm in. Right here, Messi with the ball. What are we going to do? You see Nainggolan? Nainggolan makes 2 runs in this case. He's right here. I pass to the wing, and he sprints one time, stops, and then he sprints again when the ball advances. Like, he does 2 sprints. Like, this sort of dynamic movement is something that I'm not used to. And I'm not sure it's purely down to runs. But here we see my opponent's goal. I remember thinking, damn, I should have switched earlier. But here the key is Pogba. He starts here, but he ends like all the way down here. Because he recognizes that simply running linear won't work. So he turns in. And then he's open, because I never switched to this guy, so I would never have the presence of mind of covering the correct angle, and so it punishes me. Here, the key is Mane, I believe. He starts here. As soon as the ball gets to this guy, look how he squeezes inside in front of this guy, right? Boom, he just squeezed in. And this is looking back at, like, in the moment we all thought, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying AI wasn't overpowered in 17. Sure, it was, whatever. But at the same time, look at the runs we had being made for us. We had so many more tools against this supposed AI. Head to head here. If we look at Coutinho, you see he's running outside and it makes no sense. But then he cuts in. Look at that stop, sharp turn, in. Diagonal run, right? And if you're a good defender here, what you do here is you either intercept, you're selecting him and you try and block this pass, or you have to quickly switch to the fullback and cut the inside. But not selecting will cause issues here, and I obviously get in. Here, what I want to show you is look at the movement from this guy. He goes behind with such quickness, and this also has to do with the fact that he's selecting this guy. But the way he just enters the pocket is incredible. And again, it's not a linear run, it's diagonal. And these were a lot of FIFA 17 runs that were like this. They were really, really fun. That's why I kept saying, like, the mystery of what you'd score, because you never knew what run your players would give you. So it adds variety. Here Suarez is looking this way, and then he just bursts into space the opposite direction with no runs being triggered. Now, you might say, well, you should be triggering your runs. Sure, I'm down to trigger my runs if I have an option to trigger them diagonally as well. Otherwise, I need the AI to help me out a little bit. Offensively, I need my teammates to help. Here, this is my CDM. No, it's not. It's my CM. Sorry, I never played with CDMs. And look how he recognizes the spaces here, and he bursts into it. And it just gives me the opportunity to get in the box. Again, this is actually something that still happens very rarely, though. This happens very rarely. It still does happen. It happened last year too, but again, not as often. Your striker outsmarts the AI defender, right? And the only way to stop this is if you're manually controlling him. So if you're a good defender, you'd select him and then cut inside, or like block him from making this cut inside. But since he's slow to select him, my Suarez is able to get the inside, and also the pass in FIFA 17. This pass worked a lot better. Nowadays, if you make this pass, for some reason it'll like go over or under. It'll be under hit or over hit, so it's really hard to pull off. When in reality, like it should really just go in. Here, Neymar gets the ball, but look at Suarez. This is like a prolonged give and go, and it's only possible because of Suarez high medium work rates. He's going in. He gives me the arm, and as soon as I get past the player there, he just bursts into the box. Where's the animation for the arm? There it is. He's going, and you gotta be aware as a defender here. So I feel that's also why the byline was so OP, just because of the runs the players would make here. I have the ball with Suarez. I give it off. He runs off, and he's running into the space, but it's blocked. But look what he does. Boom, right there. Look at that. Look at that. He changes. He does a little bit of a zigzag, like a Z-shaped run. Zoom. There you go. Beautiful. Right? And they have the presence of mind to do this. Here Suarez is running down, and he changes. As I go up and down horizontally with the ball, my strikers go up and down with runs. He's running this way. There's no space. The space is right here. Boom, explodes this way, and I'm in. And he's too slow to select his Smalling. I don't see these things happening anymore. Nowhere near as much as they used to. And it's definitely more than just the AI. It'd be too simple here. I mean, the run starts so early. Look, as soon as I make this... Here I have two options. I can pass to him, or him again, or back into Willian. I choose Willian. And while I do that, Suarez is gone. I mean, he's running into the stands if he can, but I stop him from running into the stands because I pass it to him. That's such a good ball. I mean, such a good run as well. And of course, like, it's also abusing the poor positioning, but I feel like these sort of situations are so rare now, and that's why you sort of don't see these goals anymore. One of the reasons why you don't see these goals anymore in 18 and in 18 and 19, and both last year's FIFA and this year's FIFA, it's all about getting the ball to someone here and getting a half a yard of space and shooting. It's never about getting in behind, because one, you can't. I mean, you can, but it's complicated. Two, it's just not efficient. So yeah, I hope this helps illustrate what I mean by wanting to see more or smarter runs from the AI, where it's not so overpowered that the defender can't do anything about it. It's more about the offensive player has to pick out the runs, but at the same time, the defensive player will stop them if he has the presence of mind and the speed of player switching to stop them. But at the same time, the offensive player needs options to bypass any type of defense.